God bless you all. I know that you have just been, through the ringer and are still going through. Tell me about this latest development, because I was genuinely shocked. I thought, well, wow, $135,000. It's a lot for your family. You have young children. And now you're not even allowed to really talk to me about it right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting development. This was something that the administrative law judge had actually tossed out originally. That claim was asserted before that we had violated Oregon state law by speaking about our faith, speaking about our stance on marriage, and the administrative law judge, this is an employee of Commissioner Avakian, had said that didn't fly, that was First Amendment protected speech. Now, the commissioner has come out and said, no, we don't even get that.
The commissioner decides to just completely undo this ruling and say, well, I think that they shouldn't. Wow. He apparently carries a lot of power and influence there in Oregon. And they were specifically responding to an interview I know that you did with the Family Research Council with Tony Perkins. They saw that and they filed, and they said what, that was like more discrimination? How do they characterize that?
I mean, in the courtroom, they claimed that it was a matter of premeditation, that it was showing future intent to discriminate. The most interesting part to me in this is that, for all intents and purposes, at this point, I drive garbage truck. For the commissioner to tell me to cease and desist, he's dealing with a private citizen. He's dealing with somebody who has every constitutional right to speak to whatever they want and deal with the repercussions thereof.
Right.
In this situation, I mean, really what we're looking at is every American should be extremely worried about these kinds of things, because this is setting precedents that the governing body can really control your thoughts.
Right. And for those who may not be as familiar with the Klein's case, when all of this happened in Oregon, same-sex marriage was not even considered legal yet in Oregon when all of this first began happening. And a female couple came in and they asked for a wedding cake, and as I understand it, Aaron was the one that was working the bakery that day, and declined because obviously they're Christians, and work is every bit as much of a ministry as anything else is. And so then it ended up going to court, and they were shut down. Sweet Cakes by Melissa. And this obviously give, if you can, an idea for the viewers out there. This is more than just about, obviously wedding cakes. This is about people trying to run your faith out of the public square.
Yeah, it is. The odd part is in this situation, I've become more outspoken. Melissa has definitely become more outspoken for the sake of Christ, and we are, I mean, just resolved to continue to fight this, to continue to speak out for traditional marriage, and I mean, this has not daunted us in any way, shape, or form.
Are you going to continue to fight this?
Oh, absolutely. We plan on appealing.
I want to go to Anna Harmon, who is the attorney for Aaron and Melissa Klein, and ask her about this. Anna, thank you for joining me. I'm really shocked at this, that you can have a commissioner, someone who's, I mean, he's not a judge. He works with, the Oregon Labor Commission, that he can just say, no, we know it was thrown out, but we want them to not be able to talk about their faith.
It's very surprising, and really with his final order, Brad Avakian, who's the bully commissioner, has made this case about an overpowered elected official using his position to try to root out thought and speech with which he personally disagrees. And the right to speak freely, the right to think uniquely, the right to live according to our faith is a bedrock of this country, which is what Aaron and Melissa are standing for. And they're standing against a government that's saying, not only do we not tolerate your views, but we're going to punish you for having a view that doesn't line up with ours. It's surprising, it's shocking, but we're working to stand against it, and we hope to appeal and get a better result in the Court of Appeals.
Yeah. When I was looking at the complaint, Anna, from Rachel and Laurel Bowman Cryer, it seemed incredibly superfluous to me. I mean, the fact that they listed mental rape, that's one of the feelings that they associated with being declined a wedding cake, even though they had a number of wedding cakes that were offered to them for free. And the guy who does Ace of Cakes out in, I think out in Baltimore, had offered them a free wedding cake. But no, they particularly wanted the Klein's wedding cake.